Hi, Gianna. How are you?
Hi, Randy. I'm fine. How are you? Lovely to
Good.
see you again.
Gianna, I'm just going to introduce you to the audience with a bit of your background. You're an award-winning author, 11 books, poetry, children's literature, and short fiction, and your work is extensively anthologized and adapted for Canadian stage, CBC radio, drama, and featured in numerous documentaries. Your new poems, This Way Home, is launching this month, and next year, your children's book, Nona and the Girls Next Door, will be published. Your room features the shape of a triangle, three-sided walls, and features 10 books that represent part of your continuing struggle to understand the mystery of your identity and voice as an immigrant Italian woman living in Canada since the age of 9. Your poetry is rooted in the ordinary and extraordinary experience of being human and all that life offers in the light and in the dark.
Oh. Well, the room looks beautiful, by the way. I'm totally blown away and honored by this and being part of this experience. It really is. Yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful thing, and I'm truly grateful. My poetry is what it is. I write about life as I live it and see it and experience it, and it's not going to change the world, but it might just give you a moment of reflection or thought or feeling or a tear or a smile. And I think that as writers, that's what we do. We try to, affect an emotion, a sensibility in others,
Well,
and it's as simple as that.
well, Gianna, personally, from my observations and my reading, your poems are so achingly and honestly personal, and you seem to be fearless in exposing your feelings and life experiences. But it's one thing to have them revealed and somewhat contained within the pages of your books, and to perhaps a smaller audience. How do you feel about now displaying them in a virtual space to potentially a much larger and broader audience?
Well, it's wonderful. I mean, it's I've been writing for a very long time, Randy, and it's not actually been very easy to get one's voice published. In well, certainly not in my experience. So to see this happen is really something I would never have imagined. In terms of my work being very personal, it is very personal because I start from my experiences, but I observe the lives and the world around me as I see it and experience it, and I write about that. So it isn't just revealing my soul and my heart, but it is an exploration into what others may be feeling at the same time as as I observe life. Sometimes you're a little bit reluctant to share everything that you feel, but I think that if a writer is truly honest about what they are doing, and for me, writing has always been an act of survival. It has been something that I have done honestly to try to understand who I am as a woman, as an immigrant, as a writer, and I don't think that you can lie about that.
Mhm.
So sometimes, you have to expose the wounds and you have to expose the scars, and hopefully in time they will fade a little
Well,
bit.
Gianna, you've exposed so much. I hope you've saved a little bit for yourself.
You always save a little for yourself, Randy. You can't tell it all.
Just one last quick question. How do you think your mother and her generation would feel about seeing your poems in this virtual environment?
I think they would be totally ecstatic,
Yeah.
because there was so much silence for so many decades among those women, among women like my mother, that to have a visibility, to have a voice now, I think they would dance for joy.
Well, I'm so pleased for you that you were able to get your message out, Gianna. Thank you very much for speaking with us today.
Thank you, Randy.